Hi guys, I'm the Infamous, and today we're going to be taking a look at Castorice's Lightcones, Eidolons, teams, and more. Now I'll have chapters so you guys can skip to a part you guys like, but I recommend watching the whole way through just to make sure you guys are getting the best out of your Castorice. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Castorice is a quantum remembrance character, and because she's a remembrance character, you guys kind of already have an idea of what I'm going to talk about. Whether you guys clicked on my video because of my thumbnail, whether you guys clicked on it because of my title, when it comes to her Lightcones, we really don't have many free-to-play options. When we start taking a look at them, when it comes to her to Space Station, we don't want it because it's anti-synergy. We want to be run slower for the Relics, and this is increasing our speed. We take a look at this, which technically isn't even free to play because you have to summon for this 4-star, but let's say we consider it, right? Attack is useless on her because she's HP scaling, and basic attacks are almost useless on her because the only thing we're making use of in her whole passive for this is the fucking swipe from the dragon. Is that really good? I mean, it's not useless, I guess, right? But the most of her passive is, so it's not worth it. This is another free to play Lycan that you can get from MOC. You can craft it, get an S5. Crit damage is actually solid on her, and then the rest of this passive is boosting your teammates. So unless you're running her with Might, this is basically useless. And then the last one, which is a 3-star Lycan. This is just mid flat out, and even if we wanted to run this, it is so insignificant. I believe most people wouldn't want to build a 3-star option. Now what is actually pretty good on her? If we take a look at this, which isn't even free to play anymore, it's light spender territory, right? But let's say you were to get this remembrance Lycan at S5, you are still losing 20% damage. Now if you guys were to go for S1, it's even worse. You're losing 25%. That's to be expected, right? It's not her signature, not a shocker, but we literally have no other alternatives. Everything else gives less, and I've seen people cope. They've said, what if she runs Bailu's Lycan because it has a high HP main stat? Bro, if you're already going that far to run her E0S0, at that point, honestly, don't even go for her unless you really like the character. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you guys don't have her signature, she loses so much damage that if you're going for her simply for meta, it's not even worth it at that point. But if you guys still really want her because you like the character, don't let me stop you. I'm just letting you know that as of right now, when I'm making this video, E0S0, there's no real free-to-play options. When taking a look at Castorice's tracers, we are fairly lucky that everything is useful. I say that in every video nowadays, but it's true. Crit rate, very good. Crit damage, very good. And quantum damage, very good. I would always recommend going for every upgrade because even if it was a quote-unquote useless trace, like let's say it was HP percent, everybody in the game wants to be tankier, so please upgrade it regardless. But in this situation, there really is no excuse to dodge anything because all of it's going to help her own DPS. Now, same thing applies for all of these tracers. I always level them up, even the useless ones. But if you guys want a priority list, I would recommend upgrading your damage. Your Memo Sprite is the first thing that needs to go. Ultimate, because it gives all type res, and then your skill, talent. You could choose whatever you want between these two. I would personally do the skill simply because it's her own personal damage. She can actually take turns while the dragon's up because that's how remembrance characters work. So you're gonna see this often, but again, upgrade it all. Basic attacks, if you were to skip something, it would be your basic attack. She takes no skill points, so it basically means unless you're skill point generating, you're never gonna use this piece of shit. So if you guys were to skip something, it would be her basic. I would still level it up just for the hell of it, but up to you. When looking at how to build casters, we are fairly fortunate because there is 2 sets made for her in specific. Both her planar and relic set are very easy to understand as well. Her planar will increase her HP as well as her crit damage. Very nice for a DPS that scales off of HP. Then her relic set increases quantum damage, which is nice because she's a quantum character, and it will slow her down as well as give her crit rate. Now her Memo Sprite is not affected by the speed, I believe, but she'll also get the crit rate for the Memo Sprite. It's pretty cool, but regardless, that's not the point I'm trying to make. This is just simple. It's very easy to understand. That's what you want to run on her. Now when it comes to main stats, because of the fact that we're getting so much crit rate, it's almost guaranteed, 100% actually, you know what, it is guaranteed, we will run crit damage on her. And because of the fact that you want to run her slower, you're also going to want to run HP percent boots. When taking a look at planars, it's also pretty simple. You do not want to go for a quantum damage boost simply because HP actually converts into quantum damage in your kit. But if you guys have really good substats on the quantum damage boost, you guys could get away with running it. It will give about the same amount of damage, but you guys lose majority of your tankiness. So again, it's still worse, but if you guys have good substats, you guys could get away with running it. I would still recommend HP at the end of the day. It's still overall better, so definitely go for that. When it comes to ropes, also fairly simple to understand. She's a DPS, so you're gonna want to run HP percent. Now, even if you wanted to get away with running energy, it's completely useless on her because the way she gets ultimate is completely different than any other character in the game. She doesn't have an energy bar. So again, HP percent. When it comes to substats, on the other hand, it's also exactly the same way. You guys are gonna want to run HP 50% crit rate, crit damage. Very, very simple. If you guys have effect res or defense as the 4th substat, it is nice. Hopefully it doesn't roll into it, but it will make her a little tankier. Now, the only useless things you guys have to stay away from is speed, because you guys want her to be slow, and attack, because she doesn't scale off of it at all. So just make sure you guys are going for those 3 substats that I mentioned: HP, crit rate, crit damage, and you guys should be completely fine. When taking a look at Castorice's Eidolons, they are fairly good, and so good in fact that I actually ended up getting 2 of them. They're also very simple to understand, so I'm just going to quickly explain them. Eidolon 1, the lower the enemy HP is, the more damage you do. Fairly simple. Eidolon 2 gives you 2 extra stacks to breathe fire, in which case that actually fully builds up the dragon much easier. You also get Castorice's turn immediately after summoning the dragon, so that's also extra damage. Very good overall. I think Eidolon 2 is probably her best Eidolon. Eidolon 4 increases everybody's outgoing healing. Very good, because that makes it even easier for her to have better ult uptime, because that's actually how you would proc her ult in the first place. And then lastly, Eidolon 6 gives you even more res pen. Mind you, she already has 20% built into her kit if you fully max out her trace, so getting an extra 20% is ridiculous. Also, the number of bounces, that just increases the dragon's raw individual damage too. It's absurd how good this is. So if I were to make a priority list for Eidolons, I would say 2 and 6 are easily the best ones. When it comes to Castorice's teams, it's fairly simple to understand, because it's pretty conventional to build her. When it comes to sustains or sustainless, she doesn't really have any other option. She's pretty stagnant. You need to run a sustain with her, because no matter what, anybody that contributes to either taking damage or healing her will actually help her build up her ult. That is the way you do build up her ult and gain stacks. So in general, with that in mind, you're gonna need an abundance character. Whether you're running Huohuo, Link Sha, it doesn't really matter. Gallagher is her current best in slot, but it's gonna be replaced with Hyacin. So again, genuinely doesn't matter. But what does matter is her supports. Right now, Tribi is the key factor. Her best in slot, no matter what, you're gonna want to run her, because eventually when Huohuo gets replaced with Hyacin, eventually you can replace RMC with either Maide, or you can choose to run another support in the future, a 5-star version of him. So quite literally, everybody can be replaced on this team except for Tribi. Tribi needs to be here. They give extra type res, they give extra individual damage because her follow-ups. She's just overall a very good pick, so I would personally recommend running her. Now RMC, like I just said a little bit, you could run Maide instead of him. Another person you could run is Sunday. Now Sunday is not actually good, simply because of the fact that every time you advance for the dragon will actually end up killing itself no matter what. So all the buffs that he gives the dragon are gone, right? But RMC does help in some other way just besides giving buffs. He also heals. When he gives healing to Mimi, that helps get energy for Castorice. So overall, you're getting pretty good synergy with these two. And he's also a free-to-play option. So why would you choose to run Sunday over him besides just aesthetics? Like there's no point. So right now, her best in slot team in this current patch would be Gallagher included, right? But next patch, it would be Castorice, Tribi, your RMC, and Hyacin. Right now, I'm going to show you a little bit of Castorice's gameplay, just so you guys can actually see how her kit functions in-game. Now, one thing I have to quickly specify, or what I feel like I should, when you guys skill with her, using her technique, you guys can see that there's a big AoE field. If you guys are playing Simulated Universe, this AoE field helps you in some of the adventure nodes, right? Like if you have objects, it will automatically destroy it. If you guys see the warp trotters, you guys could put them to sleep to kill them. Pretty convenient. Just like you saw him right there, he slumped over. That's how it looks. Now, another very important thing that doesn't just apply to Simulated. If I were to use my technique here and enter battle with it, we automatically pick up our dragon. Now that our dragon is right here, I have to explain this really quick. We could basic attack and skill, which basically does nothing but swipes the enemy. Still a significant amount of damage because this guy's very strong, but our main damage contribution is going to be on her skill. Now do keep in mind, this butterfly will also indicate how much damage we're actually going to do. If I do the first basic attack, we did 38k. Second basic attack shows 2 butterflies. We did a little bit more, up in total 85. This one does significantly more, 145 in total. As you guys can see, the damage slowly rises when we're getting higher stacks. Now, right now, I could kill it if I completely deplete its energy, or I could basic attack. And right now, I'm going to basic so I can show you an example of how it actually looks. If you guys take a look on the bottom left corner, you guys can see an HP meter for the dragon. If I were to skill right here and summon Mimi, every action we take contributes to the HP. As you guys can see, he went from like 3% to 10%. The more you heal, the more energy we get. So right now, our health on the dragon was significantly less. We could heal the dragon individually, but I do not recommend doing that unless you're using Gallagher. Right now, since we're using Huohuo, we could heal our teammates, and that would actually contribute more to the HP meter rather than just healing the dragon individually, simply because we're healing more and getting more value off of that alone. Now, here's an example really quick. Very significant increase. We could also pick up Castorice, and when we have Castorice's field up, when we have the dragon up, she will also get an enhanced basic. Now this will take our HP away, but like I was saying before, if you take damage, if you heal, anything of that sort will actually contribute to the dragon. So this will actually heal him up all the way. Very convenient. Now that the dragon is fully up, if you guys check the bottom left corner, we no longer have any stacks. Those stacks actually are supposed to represent the amount of turns I have control of the dragon. As you guys can see, we lose the swipe button. We no longer have any of that, and there's only the skill. Now what this means is I'm gonna click it once with my mouse. Everything that's going on right now, I'm not even clicking because don't hear my keyboard, nothing is going on. It's just the dragon. Now we did 1.7 mil. Insane damage, but do keep in mind, we had full passive, full HP, everything was fully done. That is peak performance from her. Now, honestly, that's all there really is to know about Castorice. Once the dragon dies, it's essentially the same thing. As you guys can see, we have 2%. We can heal up here to try to summon it again. Unfortunately, I did something stupid, wasted my skill, so I can't even use it on Huohuo. But regardless, it's still the same thing. Even though the dragon's down, it works in the same way it would prior, where you still need to take damage to heal. Right there is 71. This guy's giving us a lot of stacks, very convenient, 91% HP. And just like that, now that we reach 100%, we can summon the dragon again. And then we do the same thing over and over again. It's a very simple concept, not that complex. So that's honestly all I have to teach. Now, one thing I haven't talked about at all in this video that I need to show is the global passive and how it works. Now, right now, with this team being so good, I'm never going to be able to show it, even if it was a hard mode, right? This is literally the hardest content in the game, MOC 12. I still can't showcase the global passive, so let me go get a fodder team really quick so I can, show you how that works. Now, the example that I'm going to use is going to be Dr. Ishia, RIP, sorry my boy. When we go in here, the global passive will pick us up even if it's not Castorice on the team. So for example, this guy's getting his, brain blown out, RIP. Again, we're going to take the action, he's almost dead. And even though he's dead right here, he's going to get picked up by the cocoon state. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't do shit because if you don't get healed, you're still going to die. But that second that he got picked up, let's say I wasn't getting bashed in the head, he would actually live for one turn, and if he doesn't get healed, he's permadead. Regardless, I mean, as you guys could see, in that situation, it was useless. The global passive really does fuck all, unless you're running sustainless and you're very close to killing the enemy. It's just a nice quality of life. It makes it a little easier to run. But as you can see, it's not so broken that he's fucking immortal, okay? So point being, Castorice has a very simple kit. Very simple to understand. Even the global passive right there, very, very simple. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be making more Castorice videos. I want to showcase her Eidolons, at least the ones that I actually ended up getting. So that'd be very nice. If you guys want to watch that, you guys just stay tuned. I also have more content coming out in terms of ZZZ 2.0 around the corner, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be making Epic 7 content because I've been enjoying the hell out of that game. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pretty simple concept. I hope those that saw the thumbnail and the title didn't just assume it was all bad, because I really like this character. That's why I invested heavily. If you guys still disagree with some of my opinions in here, you guys can let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty firm in what I've been saying so far. Pretty simple character to understand, and even though she doesn't have Eidolons, or sorry, Lightcone options right now, it doesn't mean she will never have them. Because Remembrance is a brand new path, naturally there's going to be less options, right? But the longer the game goes, the more free-to-play options will come out. So as of right now, even though I cannot recommend going for E0S0, I will recommend that eventually, hopefully, when they finally release more options. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.